4:30:35. 4:30:35. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Yate yante katam rishtas. Krishnaya prasamo yata. Nivairam yata bhuteshu. Nodvego yata karshana. Yate yante kala. Oh, excuse me. Yate dante katam rishtas. Krishnaya prasamo yata. Nivairam yata bhuteshu. Nodvego yata karshana. Yate yante katam rishtas. Krishnaya prasamo yata. Nivairam yata bhuteshu. Nodvego yata karshana. Yate yante katam rishtas. Krishnaya prasamo yata. Nivairam yata bhuteshu. Nodvego yata karshana. Yate yante katam rishtas. Krishnaya prasamo yata. Nivairam yata bhuteshu.
Krishnaya prasamo yata. Nirvairam yatra bhuteshu.
Nodvego yata karshana.
Yatre dante katham rishtas.
Yate yante katam rishtas.
Krishnaya prasmo yata.
Krishnaya prasamo yata.
Nirvairam yatra bhuteshu.
Nivairam yata bhuteshu.
Nodyogo yat kaschana.
Nodvego yata karshana. Yate yante katam rishtas. Krishnaya prasamo yata. Nivairam yata bhuteshu. Nodvego yata karshana. Yate yante katam rishtas. Krishnaya prasamo yata. Nivairam yatra bhuteshu. Nodvego yata karshana. Ladies? Yate yante katam rishtas. Krishnaya prasamo yata. Nivairam yata bhuteshu. Nodvego yata karshana. Yate yante katam rishtas. Krishnaya prasamo yata. Nivairam yata bhuteshu. Nodvego yata karshana. Yate yante katam rishtas. Krishnaya prasamo yata. Nivairam yata bhuteshu. Nodvego yata karshana.
Yatre katham rishtas. Krishnaya prasamo yata.
Nivairam yata bhuteshu. Nodvego yata karshana. Yatredante katamishtas Krishnaya prasamayata Nivairam yatta bhuteshu Nadvego yatta kashchana Yatra where Adyante are worshipped or discussed. Katha words. Mrishta pure. Tishnaya of material hankerings. Prashama satisfaction. Yatha by which. Nivairam non-enviousness. Yatra where. Bhuteshu among living entities. Na not. Udvega fear. Yatra where. Kashchana any. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Whenever pure topics of the transcendental world were discussed, the members of the audience forget all kinds of material hankerings, at least for the time being. Not only that, but they are no longer envious of one another, nor do they suffer from anxiety or fear. Purport. Vaikuntha means without anxiety, and the material world means full of anxiety. As stated by Prahlad Maharaj, Shadasamud Vigna Diyam Asadgrahat, Bhagavatam 757. The living entities who have accepted this material world as a residence are full of anxiety. A place immediately becomes Vaikuntha whenever the holy topics of the personality of God are discussed by pure devotees. This is the process of Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Bhagavatam 7.523, chanting and hearing about the Supreme Lord Vishnu. As the Supreme Lord Himself confirms, Nahang Tishtanti Vaikunte Yoginam Hridayeshu Va Yattatra Vishtani Narada Yattagayanti Madbhakta. My dear Narada, actually I do not reside in my abode Vaikuntha, nor do I reside in the hearts of the yogis, but I reside in that place where my pure devotees chant my holy name and discuss my form, pastimes, and qualities. Because of the presence of the Lord in the form of the transcendental vibration, the Vaikuntha atmosphere is evoked. This atmosphere is without fear and anxiety. One living entity does not fear another. By hearing the holy names and glories of the Lord, a person executes pious activities. Shinvatam Svakata Krishna Punya Shavana Kirtana, Bhagavatam 1-17. Thus his material hankerings immediately stop. The Sankirtan movement started by the Society for Krishna Consciousness is meant for creating Vaikuntha, the transcendental world that is without anxiety, even in this material world. The method is the propagation of the Shavanam Kirtan process throughout the world. In the material world, everyone is envious of his fellow man. Animalistic envy exists in human society as long as there is no performance of Sankirtan Yaga, the chanting of the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The partakers therefore decided to remain always in the society of devotees, and they consider that to be the highest benediction possible in human life. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Jata Balakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shra Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhakti Vedanta Svaminiti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. So, let us look again at this wonderful, wonderful shloka from the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Whenever pure topics of the transcendental world are discussed, the members of the audience forget all kinds of material hankerings, at least for the time being. Not only that, but they are no longer envious of one another, nor do they suffer from anxiety or fear. So, I noted this one phrase, at least for the time being. Where is that in the Sanskrit? I'm wondering. But Prabhupada has a perfect understanding. Or even if I don't see it in the Sanskrit, at least for the time being. So that means while the class is going on, we forget all material hankerings. And all of that, we forget about being envious of one another, nor do we suffer from anxiety or fear. So the fact is, by these diving deep into these topics, we become fearless, no more anxiety, no more enviousness, and no more material hankerings. So why only just for the time being? Problem is that at least for the time being. Well, that means you could go on 24 hours a day. You really got it together spiritually. If you're not so together, at least during the class, you can feel it, you see. So right now, we're really tuned into this class and tuned into these vibrations coming from Prabhupada and Sukadev, these great personalities. At least now, if we're really tuned in, we'll be free from envy, free from fear, anxiety, and material hankerings. So how to keep it going 24/7, that's the real challenge we have to face. I can be all enlivened about the discussion, the katha, hearing and chanting the glories of the Lord, His forms, His four names, His pastimes, His paraphernalia, the flute and the peacock feather and all those great transcendental things. But when the class is over, well, anxieties come flooding in again. Oh, no, I have this and there's that and this and there's that and this. And once again, anxiety loka, you see. There's Vaikuntha, there's the Vaikuntha world. Vai means without, Kunta means anxiety. Vaikuntha world and the Kunta world full of anxieties. So, we have a choice? Yes, we have a choice. Do you want to be in Kunta or Vaikuntha? We have that choice at every minute. So why are we so stupid we keep going back to Kunta? You understand? We're so stupid we keep going back to Kunta. We could stay in Vaikuntha, but we don't. We come back to Kunta. Why are we so intelligent idiots? We keep bumming back to the Kunta world. If we can stay tuned in to these transcendental messages, you see, Bhagavad Gita, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Nectar Devotion, etc. If we just, the holy names, the name, the qualities, the forms, the beautiful forms of Krishna Balaram standing on the altar here in Krishna Balaram temple. Somehow we just stay connected with these things, you see. The wonderful Guru Puja with the enlivening kirtan, fired up enlivening kirtan, worshipping Prabhupada, decorating with so many flower garlands and offering flowers, and all these things are going on. If we can just stay tuned in to this wonderful atmosphere, you see, the Vaikuntha atmosphere, keep it always going in our brain, you know, instead of getting splayed out once again by the material nature. See, there's focused and there's splayed. Your consciousness can be focused or it can be splayed out. You know, go here and there, splayed out, you see. So don't be splayed out, be focused. That's the point here. Don't be splayed out, be focused. Yato yatam nishchalate manaschansalamas. From whatever and wherever the mind wanders due to its flickering, unsteady nature. Well, there you go. Our mind's nature is to become splayed out, you see. Flickering and unsteady. That's the nature of the mind, you see. So the mind's a little rascal. Little rascal. Another nice point is, from whatever and wherever the mind wanders, due to its flickering on this, another verse, let's see. Indriyanam vicharatam yanmano divadeyate tadatsharati pragam vayarmamamamasi. From whatever and wherever, let's see, is that the right one? Let's see. No, I'm forgetting the translation. The whole point is, if the mind focuses on any of the senses, you see, then you get into big trouble. You got to keep the mind focused on Krishna, not the senses, not the different. The mind. Keep the mind fixed. Keep the mind fixed in Krishna consciousness. That's the key. You bring it back to Krishna. Then we can always be full of material hankerings, free of envy, free from suffering, free from fear. But keep bringing that mind back to Krishna. So that's the whole point of our society of devotees. Keep bringing the mind back to Krishna. Bringing it back, bringing it back, bringing it back, bringing it back. We can look more at this purport. As I was saying, Vaikuntha means without anxiety, material world means full of anxiety. And Prahlad very nicely states here, why have we accepted this material world as a residence when it's full of anxiety? It doesn't, why have we done this? Because we have felt some envy of the Supreme Lord. Why he gets to be the Supreme, why not me? That's a disease. We were envious of Krishna. I was really amazed by this statement in the Bhagavatam, the quoted verse here. I do not reside in Vaikuntha. Wow. Krishna says, I'm not in the spiritual world. Can you imagine? Krishna says, I'm not in the spiritual world? What? I thought when I go back to God, Krishna would be there, but he says, not in the spiritual world. Can you imagine Krishna says such a thing? I'm not in the spiritual world, the Vaikuntha world. But I'm within the hearts of not in the yogi's heart, but I'm in that place where the pure devotees chant my holy name and discuss my form, pastimes, and qualities. Well, you can say, well, we're not pure devotees, so Krishna is not here. But we're considered pure if we discuss purely. You see what I'm saying? We're considered pure if we don't mix in any impersonalistic, avoidistic, sense gratification speculations. If we keep it as it is, we're considered pure, because we're purely discussing. You see, we're not bringing out, not my opinion or your opinion, so many different opinions. You see. We don't maybe like the big monkey, you see, trying to jump. Big monkey, big belly, Salem, jumping melancholy. Wouldn't it be like that big monkey bringing his own, you know that saying? Bara bandale, bara Bengali saying. But don't be like a big monkey, one that brings his own opinion, just with a big belly. One that brings his own opinions. Well, I have my opinion. No, we leave our opinion besides, you see. This opinions mean mental speculation. We take Krishna's opinion as authoritative, you see. Whatever Krishna says, that's the authority. Not that we take it blindly, but we understand why does Krishna say that. The devotee is full of understanding. He's not a blind follower. This is not fanaticism or sentiment. It's a science. So, just like when you hear that H2O equals water, you can do it. You can test it in the laboratory and see it's actually true. You know it works. So we actually know that this Krishna gives his opinion, and we can confirm it in our own experience, our own understandings. We can confirm all of these things by our own understandings, our own personal realizations. So in this way, without any addition or subtraction, we can chant and discuss Krishna's forms, pastimes, and qualities. Just like yesterday, we Had a wonderful reading from the worshiping Govardhan Hill, Leela of Krishna. Nanda Maharaj wanted to worship Indradev because we depend on the rain for our successful agriculture and cow protection. So we should show our gratitude to Indra and get the rain coming, but Krishna defeated him. Even though they argued against Krishna, he hammered his point and they finally accepted, you see. So we may have our own opinions, but just like Nanda Maharaj gave up his own opinion and accepted Krishna's opinion, even though he was actually a little child in that pastime, just a little boy. But still, they took the little boy's opinion over all the elder brahmanas and vaishyas. They took the little boy's opinion as authoritative. He defeated all their arguments. So in the same way that Krishna defeated the arguments of Nanda Maharaj and the other cowherd men, we should let Krishna defeat our arguments too. Not the my way or the highway consciousness, you know. What is Krishna's opinion? We have to understand, what does Krishna want me to do? How does Krishna want me to think? How does Krishna want me to speak? How does Krishna want me to act? You see. Even if there's sometimes a disagreement we may have amongst devotees, does that mean I hate those devotees, or I see there's just a bunch of rascals because they don't agree with my opinion? We can see even the Battle of Kurukshetra, they were fighting to the death on the battlefield during the day, but in the evening they got together as friends. Can you imagine? They got together as friends in the evening. On the battlefield they're fighting to the death, and then we take a break and they sit as friends. Can you imagine? In the modern day world, they're together as friends and have a dinner together, enjoy together, and they go and have another battle. No. Modern warfare is completely demoniac, you see. It's completely demoniac. The civilians are killed. Thousands of millions, so many civilians are killed, innocent civilians are killed. But it was very civilized warfare in the Vedic times. Even the evening, you keep them as friends. So even if we have some disagreement in ISKCON, not that we become enemies, we still have that loving feeling, that loving exchange, even those we disagree with. In this way we can keep our ISKCON movement together very nicely based on loving exchanges. Now we continue here, because of the presence of the Lord in the form of the transcendental vibration, the Vaikuntha atmosphere is evoked. So here I am discussing, I'm vibrating, not in my own words, but I'm giving to you what I've gotten from my spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. And because of this transcendental vibration, it's not because of me, I'm just passing it on, you know. But these transcendental vibrations that are coming from me actually are evoking the Vaikuntha atmosphere. Not my vibrations, but Krishna's vibrations. I'm just the postal peon delivering the letter. I'm a multimillionaire and give you a huge cashier's check. I'm just passing it on. So whether I speak or you speak, it's the same thing. As long as we present purely the teachings of Krishna, then by my speaking or your speaking, the atmosphere of Vaikuntha is created. As Prabhupada continues, as without fear and anxiety, one living entity does not fear another. That's an interesting statement. Right now we're so fearful, isn't it? Fearful somebody's going to come and rob me or murder me. There's so much fear going on, and somebody's going to run over me with their motorcycle walking down the streets. Or the rickshaw's going to knock me over so only a few inches away. There's so much anxiety even walking down the streets here in Vrindavan. The traffic is so unbelievable. But here it says, one living entity does not fear another, and this atmosphere created. Does not mean we become careless also. But we know that Krishna is the ultimate protector, that if Krishna wants to kill me, nobody can protect me, and if Krishna wants to protect me, nobody can kill me. So I have to actually, if I take a complete shot of Krishna, I have no fear of anyone, because Krishna is the supreme protector. He's my most intimate, well-wishing friend. He's with me at every minute, protecting me and guiding me. So we tune into Krishna's guidance and protection. There's no fear in any situation. It's a very nice point. And you tune in by hearing these vibrations, by repeating the vibrations, by hearing the vibrations. By hearing the holy names and glories of the Lord, a person executes pious activities. This is not mundane piety. See, mundane piety can get you to the heavenly planets. But then once you burn off the result of your mundane piety, you fall back down to the material existence again. But spiritual piety, you see, that means you go back to the spiritual world. Bhakti yoga is pure piety, transcendental piety. It delivers you back to the spiritual sky. And then Prabhupada continues, the Sankirtan movement started by the Society for Krishna Consciousness is meant for creating by Kunsa, the transcendental world that is without anxiety, even this material world. So we want to transform the atmosphere of this entire material existence. We want to make this whole material world the spiritual world. Just by every town, village, every planet, every universe, let everyone in every corner of this entire material existence be absorbed in Hadikata, Krishna Kata. So the whole material world can become also the spiritual world. We see that sometimes even the material world, many years ago in El Reno Federal Penitentiary in Oklahoma State in the U.S., I had a little preaching center in Norman, Oklahoma, but every Saturday we go to the Federal Penitentiary for a program there. We chant Hare Krishna and study Prabhupada's books. And the prisoners were no longer in prison, you see. Of course, they were very clever. They had a way of stealing. I don't know how they did it, but they would steal food and they somehow made a feast. They're very expert criminals. They want to steal food and somehow cook it secretly and make a feast. They're very expert at that. But that prison was no longer a prison. When the kirtan was going on, ecstatic kirtan, talking about Krishna, studying Bhagavad Gita, it was transcendental atmosphere. See? So this whole material world is a prison house, but in the same way that El Reno became transferred to the spiritual sky while kirtan was going on, we can transform this whole material existence into the spiritual sky just by this spreading Harikata everywhere. Prabhupada continues, animalistic envy exists in human society as long as there is no performance of Sankirtan Yajna. So this means the opposite happens. It's interesting here, Prabhupada calls envy is animalistic. That's a very interesting statement, animalistic envy. Is Prabhupada saying that envy is by its very nature animalistic? Or there's animalistic and non-animalistic envy? How would we understand this? Well, there's some envy that's animalistic and some envy that's not animalistic. It makes more sense to just say that envy is animalistic by its very nature. Not the dog, woof, 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 what are you doing? In other words, if you're envious, you're in the other mood of an animal. So human life means to become non-envious, actually. That seems to be the best way to understand it. Human life means no envy, non-envious. Those who are envious, they're human. They're not humans. They're animals, two-legged animals. And when they get old, they're called three-legged animals. They're walking with the cane. You see, three-legged animals, tripada, three-legged animals. You see. Of course, the devotees, they're not in that category. I'm talking about the karmis who walk with canes, not the devotees who walk with canes. And this exists as long as there's no performance of Sankirtan Yajnas. So, in other words, we cannot come out of envy without this Sankirtan Yajna. The devotee is a non-envious well-wisher of all living entities because he regularly engages in chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So I'll be non-envious, but I don't want to chant. I'll be non-envious, but I don't want to chant. So that person becomes a Mayavadi. Why should I be envious of God when I am God? I'm not envious because I am God. You see, that's envy. That's envy personified. I'll take the position of God. So now we'll end here and then go open up for questions. The Prachetas therefore decided to remain always in the society of devotees and consider that to be the highest benediction as possible. So we have to remain in the society. I'm very honest with you, it's sometimes difficult to remain with the devotees. Sometimes conflicts, disagreements, fighting, different opinions, sometimes arguments. It's sometimes difficult with the devotees. we have difficulties because I think I'm the center, you think you're the center, or I'm right and you're wrong, or you're wrong and you're right and I'm wrong. And there's all kinds of conflicts that go on regularly between the devotees. But Papa said, your love will be seen by how much you cooperate to keep this movement together after my departure. So in spite of our disagreements, sometimes arguments, sometimes envy and anger, so many things come up. We have to put all that aside and remember, if we want to please Prabhupada, we have to keep this movement together by loving, a movement based on loving exchanges, not GBC resolutions. So, now we can open up for Guru Mataji to add some points. Are any questions, or corrections, or comments? Somebody feels I've been extreme and you're very hurt by what I said, please let me know, because sometimes devotees complain about our preaching. If there's any complaints, please let us know now so we can correct if we're being harsh with you or we're disturbing your minds or something. Please let us know, because we want to enliven you and thrill you and enthuse you. We don't want to discourage you about the spiritual life. We want to encourage you. If you were discouraged by anything I said today, please let me know so I can correct. I want to always encourage, everything should be encouraging you. Become more surrendered, more absorbed in Krishna consciousness. Any way I've disturbed you or made you feel discouraged about practicing Krishna consciousness, please let me know. Yes.
Thank you for the enlightening class. First of all, thanks to you and Guru Mata for always enlightening us. We have no complaints. But we are very grateful that you are helping us to go back to Godhead and helping us to intensify our devotion. So thank you so much. So my question is, like here it's mentioned that wherever the transcendental topics are discussed, material hankering goes away. And this enviousness also goes away. And Prabhupada has a dream of like creating Vaikuntha in the material world through the Sankirtan movement. So, as you mentioned that enviousness is animalistic, and we are seeing these things in the devotees, so devotees should be called animal.
Are devotees animals or they're envious? Well, devotee actually the non-envious well-wisher of all living beings. If I'm a devotee but I fall into envy, that means I've fallen down to animalism. If I become envious, then I've fallen down to the transcendental platform, to the animalistic platform. You see. Somebody better help me get out of Maya. I'm in Maya, I'm full of envy. Someone has to help me. If I fall into Maya, somebody, please help me. I've become an animal, I'm envious. Please, my dear devotees, please save me. I've become an animal full of envy. If you feel you're full of envy, you have to beg the devotees to save you. Please save me. Prabhupada said, please save me and fall in your divine grace. So Prabhupada put himself in that position of falling down. Of course he wasn't, but he's showing us what our mood should be. We should always think that we're falling down into envy and animalism and always depend on the Vaishnavas to save us. That's the right mood. Okay?
So that what we are seeing around, if we are seeing devotees getting envious, then...
What about yourself?
Huh?
Are you seeing yourself getting envious?
No, others.
If I say, I said, I'm not envious, but all these devotees here are envious. Yeah. He's envious, she's envious. I'm not envious. I'm not envious, yes. I'm not envious. And these devotees are all envious. I'm the only human being, and they're all animals, all envious animals. I'm the non-envious one. Right? Look out. Maya has grabbed you. She's got you tight in her grip. You see? You should feel everybody here is exalted, non-envious, but I'm the animalistic, envious rascal. You're begging for the mercy that they'll all save me from my animalism.
I'm envious, that's why I'm in the material world.
Huh?
I'm envious, that's why I'm in the material world, struggling hard. So, like when we see among the devotees, like the politics and the enviousness that disturbs, then at that time, what we should be keeping that, how we should see to that situations and...
Yeah, devotees are envious. We think, well, they're saying, I'm seeing them as envious, and they're saying me as envious. Who will settle up? Who's envious and who's not envious? Maybe we're both envious. Actually, to be quite honest, until we become completely pure, we're all envious. Pure means being able to see Krishna face to face. We're uncontaminated by envy, except for those devotees who are absolutely, spotlessly, 100% 10% pure, they can see Krishna face to face at every minute. We're all envious here. But we have one person who's saving us, and that's Prabhupada. By sticking to Prabhupada's order, we'll all become non-envious in due course of time. Does that help a little bit?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, another minute. Yes, Sahadev.
Дорогой Гурудев, я спрашивал у вас, как увеличивать решимость, и вы мне сказали, что решимость увеличится будет само собой, если ты будешь держать в сердце своего Гурудева.
So you mentioned that determination will improve if I keep you in my heart.
If he does what?
If he keeps you in,
Q?
keeps you,
The
Guru,
Spiritual master?
in the heart.
Yeah. That's right.
Сегодня я понял, решимости много, но сегодня я понял, что сердце настолько маленькое, что я не могу вместить всю вашу милость, которая нужна в сознании Кришны.
So I felt that my heart is very small and I cannot fit so much mercy in my heart.
Как исправить эту проблему?
How to
How to make your heart bigger? Open up your heart. How to open your heart? Well, right now your heart is locked.
теперь ваше сердце закрыто, да?
But here's the key to unlock it.
Вот это ключ.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. And by chanting, the more you chant, the more your heart becomes open and open. Someday your heart becomes so big you can turn the whole material world in your heart. You keep chanting.
Время будет, когда весь мир поместится.
Sorry. Next.
Hare Krishna, Shraddha. And in Prabhupada is mentioned about this, the process of hearing that creates Vaikuntha and we forget anxieties. So how to learn this attentive hearing, what it takes to actually gain qualification to hear properly.
How to hear attentively, what's the art?
Yeah.
Let's say you're in a dark cave and there's danger all around. A band of enemy soldiers coming in to kill you. There's an escape tunnel. You don't know where it is, it's totally dark, you can't find it. But someone who has a transcendental vision can see exactly where you are and see where the escape tunnel is. You say, turn right, go 5 steps forward, and then jump up. And there's a ladder you can hang on to. How carefully do you listen to them? Turn right, go this way, and then jump a little bit and you find a ladder and you can go up the ladder. You would hear very carefully because your life depends on it. So your spiritual life depends on how carefully you tune in to these instructions. It's like do or die. Tune in or die. You want to get out of this trap of material existence, you want to stay caught up in the jaws of birth and death. Spiritual Master, Srila Prabhupada has come to save us. And these vibrations that Prabhupada is giving us, they will liberate us from this hellish night we've been caught up since time immemorial. So, how carefully you want to tune in? It's our choice.
So our qualification
Huh?
is like, our qualification should be like Maharaj Parikshit, ready to.
That's right. He's getting ready to leave his body. And he's getting trained up. Now he would go back to Godhead, yeah. Ladies, son, yeah.
Gurudev, I have a 2-part question.
Okay.
What is the difference between being critical and being blasphemous?
Being critical, being blasphemous.
And
We can disagree, but the loving feeling must always be there. Yes, sir. It's like on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, they fought to the death during the day, but at night they got together as friends. So we should never have a hateful mood. Even if I have even if we're fighting for a certain point, someone says, Sankarshan Das should be allowed to initiate disciples, and someone says he should not be allowed to initiate disciples. There's a big conflict there, but it shouldn't be based on hatred. It should be based on, let's settle up in a loving way, a mood of loving exchange. Let us discuss these issues until we can come out, see what pleases Krishna. It shouldn't be based on personal motivations. As long as if our conflicts are based on personal motivations, there will be hatred there and offenses. If we based on what will please Krishna, then there's no problem. If we based on what will please Krishna, not what I want and what you want, what will please Krishna. If we base it on that, then even if there's disagreements, there will not be blasphemy. Understand? What will please Krishna? That's the way to think. The whole point is Krishna consciousness, not this consciousness or that. The whole point is Krishna consciousness. What will please Krishna? If we think like that, then there won't be any offenses.
And Gurudev, this is related to what you just spoke, that if someone is critical or blasphemous to my spiritual master,
Then you should not hear such things.
and how should I?
You should avoid it like anything. It's poison. If someone is blaspheming the spiritual master, we avoid it like anything. It's poison.
So in this case of this whole thing going on, if I see that particular person or big person,
You
in
avoid
store,
them.
I may feel
You
hurt
should just don't listen to them. You go like this, but don't listen to them. If they keep you go like this, but don't. If they keep spewing out poison, you don't hear them. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Someone is spewing out poison, someone's like Krishna, you just avoid them like anything. You should always try to avoid their association. While there's a problem, they keep associating with you.
Gurudev, this is related to this recent decision.
Huh?
Recent thing that has happening.
Yeah.
So if I see that particular big person or from ISKCON or GBC, I feel the hurt and anger or whatever the emotions are coming inside. So how should I, as a
You can write your own side too.
Just say
You
you
can
can.
open your heart to them.
You satisfied with the answer? What is the answer you gave?
I'm just saying, if she feels so bad, then she should write to herself.
Should write?
Yeah, she write
Write to me?
her feelings.
Yeah. Open your heart to me. And we can talk about it. Yeah. It's a difficult time. I've gone through a lot of things too. But this morning I finally realized, finally I came to the realization, like the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Fight to the death during the day, you get there in the evening as friends. Vishnu Chandra Swami has always been in embracing moods. So that devotee who's making all these complaints against me, trying to get me suspended, I can embrace him. And I get back on go in front of the GBC and argue my side. He can argue his side, but be his friends. That's my realization today. Like Duryodhana, Duryodhana and Arjuna. What was that pastime? What was that Leela? He said, if you want me to,
Jarasandha.
huh?
Jarasandha.
Yeah. What was his pastime?
Jarasandha and Bhima. They go Krishna, Arjuna, and Bhima went.
No, there was a pastime on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Anybody remember that Leela? I can look it up. But somebody said, if you want me to give you the kingdom without fighting, I'm willing to do that. No, there should be a non-envious.
That's the Pandavas said.
Huh? What was that?
Little 5 villages. Krishna went to Duryodhana and said, not the kingdom, but give at least 5 villages for 5 Pandavas. What? He said, what to talk about? I won't give a spot like a needle, tip of the needle.
Yeah, they're meeting as friends, but there's no, yeah. So we have to have that mood of loving. Like I said the other day in the class, our movement is based on loving exchanges, not GBC resolutions.
Yeah, but the thing is that that time you can say that they were embracing, but when the two parties get together.
No, on the battlefield, then we can fight it out. We can be friends, but on the battlefield, we can fight it out. It's a matter of it's a matter of arguments.
But with what motive they met together?
We,
That's another-
we're
the
both
motive
we're
is
joining,
that.
we're both worshiping Prabhupada together in the kirtan, dancing in ecstasy. He's playing the I'm playing the crocodiles. He's playing the drum. We're making a nice kirtan for
Yeah, but
Prabhupada.
within the heart they have their animosities.
But when it has animosity, he's in the ultimate end. The one who's animosity will lose, and the one who's free from animosity, he will be the winner. That's my realization. Those who have some motive, some animosity, in the end, that person will lose. Even I had one person. I don't know if I should give this a very gross example. Another person was fighting against me. I shouldn't give too gross of an example. It's shocking. I don't want to give it. It's too heavy an example. But I've seen that those who have animosity, they lose. They lose, and those who are free from animosity and envy, they win in the long run. The envious person may appear to be winning in the short run, but in the long run, the non-envious person will win. That's my experience. So you have to be patient, determined, patient. Three things: determination, patience, and enthusiasm. I'm determined because Prabhupada told me I could aspire to be guru, so I'm determined to push forward with this because Prabhupada personally encouraged me. And it's Prabhupada also said, better to become acharya. Prabhupada's encouragement is theirs. They say, no, you cannot become. I'm going to keep fighting it till my last dying breath. And I keep fighting it until my last dying breath. I will keep fighting it. Huh?
If you have questions, Bhagavatam.
Okay. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay, let's see that.
9 o'clock already.
Huh?
It's 9 o'clock already.
You tell me when I can, how long?
Couple questions also on internet.
I'll leave it up to, on the internet?
Couple questions.
Okay, well, let's see here. How do I get the chats?
It's on the left bottom little arrow. Not bottom, top. Left top little arrow. No, sorry.
You do it for me, so I don't mess it up.
Oh, here. It's
On the right.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 questions.
How long I stayed by the conscious?
I
Keep.
think to go, I don't know, should we go to see Radha Damodar? We should plan sometime. It's very crowded at this time, and after the Kartik we are traveling also. Anyway, that I can do.
You all decide. I can end the class. You all decide. I'm just here as a servant. You tell me when I should answer the questions. There are many questions now. Should I end it? Should I answer questions? You're the temple commander, so whatever you say goes. Okay, I had a question over here, but the Tai Chandra.
Yes, my question is regarding envy.
Envy.
Prabhupada Maharaj, he is saying that even by chanting mantras, the envy is not being removed in Swastiyastra Vishwasa.
Yeah, the trouble, we're here in the Mathura because of envy, okay?
Yes.
So envy is a disease, now we're trying to get cured. We're in the hospital, and we're all sick. But Prabhupada's the supreme doctor, and he's curing all of us from our envy by this process.
Yes.
So I'm envious, you're envious, we're all envious here. Welcome to Envious Loka.
Yes. My question is, why Prabhupada Maharaj saying that even by chanting mantras, envy cannot be removed?
He said, what?
By
Yes.
chanting the mantra,
Yes,
it
the snake-
still cannot be
The
removed.
snake can be.
Well, if we
cured
chant with
by-
offenses, if our chanting is offensive, the enviousness will stay. So we have to come to pure, what's called offenseless chanting, and then the envy is gone. Right now we're getting offenses against the name, that's why we're still polluted by envy. So we have to learn how to become free from the offenses, and that's how envy is completely gone.
To get the envy out, I can suggest one thing. Everybody should go out for book distribution. Then you will see everybody equal with no envy. All go hurry now.
This thing finished. Oh, it's up. Anything else? Questions here? Yeah.
Gurudev, like we know that truth always has a victory and lie.
How do we?
Truth have always can have a victory. Truth.
Truth?
Yes, truth.
Truth.
Truth?
Ah.
Truth, yes.
Always
Truth is
has a
wonderful,
victory.
yes.
Yes. And and lie cannot stand for long. But sometimes, like it seems that when we are always on the right side, we always stand on the right side, but people take undue advantage of us. So how to see that Krishna is justifying, like Krishna is, give us the justice one day, how to patiently wait. Sometimes it seems that lie is only winning, not the truth. How to understand?
When it seems like lying is winning out.
Yes.
What is that saying? Let's see. Oh, even in Chinese wisdom, there's a great two-word saying: perseverance furthers. Understand? If right now, if lying is winning out over truth, then what shall the truthful person do? Should he start lying also? When lying is winning out over truth, you should persevere in truthfulness, and eventually, in due course of time, you'll defeat the lying. Truth will, in due course, it may appear that lying is winning out, but in the end, truth will win. So you just got to stick to the truth, and you'll be the winner in due course of time.
So meanwhile, if the person will be demotivated and leave this process, then what is going to happen?
Demotivated? That's because you don't have faith in the words of the spiritual master. You become demotivated holding on to truth. It means you don't have faith in the words of the spiritual master. You're listening to your mind instead of the spiritual master. So you listen to the spiritual master, not your rascal mind. Then you will never lose your motivation. Yeah.
We are becoming Krishna conscious, so we should remember Krishna's pastimes. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanurya, Tatra Shri Vijayo Buddhi, Dhruva Niti Matima. Keep that in mind, and then Krishna takes care of it. Okay?
Anything?
Everybody understood?
Next question?
You did not understand. Read the chapter 18, last verse of Bhagavad Gita. Wherever there is Krishna and morality.
Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all medicine, Arjuna is supreme and simply victory, opulence, extraordinary power. That is my opinion. So that's the fact. Wherever there is Krishna consciousness, that's who will win. There'll be victory. Wherever there is Krishna and Arjuna, wherever there is pure understanding and following the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, that ultimately the victory will be there. Just like Arjuna won the battle. In the beginning there was a big fight, 18 days, is it? So there may be some fight in the beginning, going back and forth, the battle's going on, maybe 18 days, 18 months, whatever it is. But remember there's Krishna consciousness, victory will be there in due course of time. You have to be patient. Arjuna had to be patient. 18 days it took to defeat the Kurus.
But he was fighting the battle. It was not easy.
So in the order of Krishna we fight the battle. When lies are put forward as the highest principle, then those who are speaking the truth are to fight against the lies. That's it. To fight against the lies. Okay, any more questions? Oh no, so many questions. Sadhubhushan?
There is a verse which says, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Govinda Sarvakaran Kara. So Krishna is the cause of all causes.
That's right.
So how do we understand this in context of enviousness?
The context of?
Enviousness.
Yes. Krishna says, I am the source of remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. So those who want to become envious, Krishna says, okay. Those who choose to become envious, Krishna gives them all facility. You want to be a criminal? Okay, we'll give you a place, the prison. So Krishna gives us the choice of being envious or non-envious. He doesn't force us to be non-envious. If he is forced to be non-envious, then you're a robot. Robots can't love. So Krishna gives us a choice to be envious or non-envious. So if that choice is there, some people will misuse the choice and become envious. So enviousness is also by Krishna's arrangement for those who want to be separate from him. You understand? It's Krishna's arrangement, so love can exist. Love cannot exist unless there's a choice to be envious or non-envious. Otherwise love cannot exist. You understand? So for the sake of love, Krishna wants loving relationship. He doesn't want a world full of robots. Yes, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yes, Krishna, Hare Krishna. He doesn't want robots. He wants those who have chosen to be non-envious devotees. Made that choice, you see. Understand? Very simple thing to understand.
There's a couple of questions in the internet.
Yeah.
Questions, sure. In the internet.
Let's see if I can find them. I answered already some. Let's see.
Oh, did you answer both of them?
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Okay.
Wait a minute. I didn't. The ultimate goal is to please Krishna. Can this Vaikuntha atmosphere be displayed
There's
attention?
two questions, yeah. 1 and 2.
My ultimate goal is to please Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Can this Vaikuntha atmosphere be with displayed attention and achieved by practice? You meant splayed or... See, I said splayed was the word I used, not displayed. He misunderstood. I never said displayed. Splayed consciousness means non-focused, splayed out. It's a word, an English word, means splayed, means all over the place. Like a shotgun is splayed. A regular rifle is one pot, but shotgun is splayed. So, no, it takes... displayed means, he's misused the word. You have to have focused, you focus your consciousness and practice, and then you can achieve love of God. Any other questions here locally? Yeah.
Hare Krishna, we have to end now. Guru Purana has to leave.
Nobody end now?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll stop here. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. And now I want to give Amala Prana this garland. He's heading out now for South India. And we have these books here. Everybody have my book? Anybody doesn't have the book? We're having a special sale today. Everybody has? He doesn't have it, okay. How much were they in rupees?
You can give the donation.
Yeah. Give a donation as much as you can. This help. Anybody else not have a book?